Hey everybody, thank you guys for coming back to check out my channel at +5. Today we're going to be doing a little walk around video around 9XTAILS. Explain how she's built. So in another video I'll do probably the reasons why I did it. This Jeep was already on 40s with a 3.5-inch lift for about a year and a half. About a year ago, I'd say about 7 months ago, sorry, I put her up on giant jack stands. I got 4 of these bad boys, are semi-truck jack stands, 10-ton each, and started cutting off factory frame brackets for suspension, etc. But anyways, here she is now. I'm really happy. I'm just fine-tuning things out of it. I'll be doing another video really soon on why I built her, like I just said. But I'll probably be doing a video specifically on installing some counteract beads into these 47s. They're 46.75s. I think they're like a 395, I don't know, 395, 85, 20. But I guess we'll start with wheels and tires on this thing. Went with a Goodyear MVT. Those are 22-ply Kevlar. Like I just said, they come out to, I think, about a 46.75 or something like that. They're sitting on a 20 by 12-inch Stasworks wheels. You have to have these made to order, basically because they have a insert, like the Hutchinson bead locks. You could look those up, the Rock Monsters. But there's an insert. Looks kind of like a toilet paper roll. And it sits inside of the beads, inner and outer beads of the tire. You put in the insert before you put the wheel halves on. So it's basically a 3-piece wheel in a way. When the tire's empty, you'll put in that insert and you have to press it in. Once you line it into the beads, hi Nala, you stick on the outer face, the back of and then the back of the wheel. You press them together. There's an O-ring that seals them, and you basically have to start tightening this whole sucker together. Uses zinc-coated grade 10 bolts. I got agricultural valve stems. Don't mind this shit. This is from water. I tried to clean some off the other way. It comes off. I gotta use this compound on it. They're piano, powder-coated piano black, and 8 by 6.5, I think 2.5-inch back space. I'm not that concerned about my scrub radius. And yeah, they're pretty heavy. I guess they're about 50 pounds a wheel. The insert itself's like 10 pounds. The tires are heavy though. These suckers are, I think, about 206 pounds each, something like that. So put them at 30 pounds. They ride really well. Some guys are like, don't do that. They come off an MRAP. In the military, that's a bomb truck, and those things weigh like 40 tons. So I'm not putting any weight on them, by the way. So I could barely crush the sidewall down when they're all the way down. But for wheels and tires, that's what I ran. It's for the street. I got a set of 42-inch BFG crawlers and another set of wheels for rock crawling. I guess from here, let's go to the suspension. For the suspension, I went to AccuTune, went over options and what I was doing with them. John at AccuTune set me up with 14-inch travel front and rear Fox factory race 2.5s, coilovers with external DSE adjusters on the external reservoirs. I'm running it on a Rebel Recon coilover hoop mount kit. When I talked to them, they said the 14-inch strokes maxed out on this kit. So, sounds good to me. I went with locked Offroad hydraulic bump stops. They have one specifically made to run the Rebel mount can. In the rear, you can see the locked Offroad bump. I had to French it into the frame before I fused it in. And it's running on iBox springs. But they've been adventure tuned by AccuTune, and really happy with how everything came out. I think I have to get a little bit heavier weight spring on the front just because where the right height's at, but it has a lot of down travel. It's set up that way, so it wasn't set up to have a half and half setup, which means half the suspension travel up, half the suspension travel down. I have about a third up and about 2/3 down. So let's go to the long arm kit that I'm running. It's made by Brian over at Hepta Manufacturing. You have to chop off the factory frame brackets, and factory frame brackets like all the way up there for this arm. And anyways, they're moved back about almost a foot. Same thing for the rear arms. Real quick, I went to these Hepta rock sliders because they're also custom made. They're weld on, but they're custom made to clear his long arm kit. So how to do that. It's running RockCrawler suspension track bars front and rear. They hooked me up, so I got those on here, which are nice because they have like a Johnny joint at one end, the other end's a full Heim, so it keeps it aligned. And I made my own bump pads, and the bump pads obviously had to do the +5 logo on there. I have the heavy duty Gladiator anti-rock sway bar on there. How to make custom end links for the amount of down travel I have. Well, just travel in general. This thing has crazy amount of travel. So I ran that. In the rear, I haven't ran one. Seems to be fine. You don't have too much roll. I didn't run one on my other one, but I had a stock bar on that one. But yeah, got that all the way around. I think for suspension, what else? I think that's about it for suspension. I think from here we'll go into the axles, I guess. Let's start with, I guess, the front. Let's go from the hubs in, I guess. Yukon hardcore locking hubs for a Dana Super 60. Got 1-ton brake package from Fusion 4x4. They're set up 8x6.5 bolt pattern front and rear. I have their hydro assist set up on this axle. It's a Super 60 set up with 3.5 by 1/2 inch tube. This is set up with their JL ABS conversion using their 2.5-ton steering setup. And it has the bigger ring gear in this one. This is the 10.1 ring gear. That's why I keep calling it a Super 60 if you're curious. It's a kingpin setup with kingpin spring eliminators on the top. And got their fabricated diff cover. Inside I have Yukon 35 spline chromoly axles, Spicer solid U's. Those are the fuse that if something breaks, it's going to be those. They're easy to replace, and I keep extras on me. But that's it for this front axle, I guess. It's using the Fusion knuckles. Matt Key, if you watch this video, River Rat 81 on Instagram. He did my first lift install. I grew up with him. Awesome mechanic. He did my gears in the front because this was just an assembly in the front, so we set that up. And let's see, Fusion high steer arms. They did JL brackets. They set it up with 6 degrees of caster at ride height. I double checked that when I was setting the suspension up. With the proper link separation angles on the axle welded up. In the rear, we went big. The rear is a 14 bolt big tube, 4-inch by 1/2 inch wall tube. Has 40 spline chromoly axles, Yukon. Shaved to 13 bolt by them. Have 538 Yukon gears front and rear. Thick cut. Rear has a grizzly locker. I forgot to say the front has a Yukon spool, but because I'm free hubbed, I run them unlocked. The rear has a grizzly locker though. If you guys don't know my normal practice sometimes, well, a lot of times I'm a professional tattoo artist, so I had to put it on myself to piece up the diff cover in the back. Pretty much says 538 40 spline grizzly has kind of what's in it. It's built by Fusion 4x4 for us at +5 over here. What else I got in this bad boy? I got their 1-ton rear brake kit with ABS conversion. But yeah, that's it for about the axles, I guess. And again, made rear bump pads and everything for the rear to clear. A little trickier, but you can see +5 on these. We make these in-house. These are all Delrin. 100% chemical resistant, won't compress. 10,000 psi compression per square inch on those dudes. But I guess that'll be it for the axles and the wheels and tires. I guess we'll go to armor real quick. Got a Poison Spider built for the Hammers 2 front bumper. This is for a JK. They don't make a JL one, but I love the way this bumper looked. I love how the stinger comes out, the angles. A lot of guys don't look at those things, but I like the angle of the stinger, how far it comes out, how high it goes. I like it's frame mounted. I like it's a chop bumper. And I'll tell you the truth, I really don't run Poison Spider or anything, but the bumper is so clean. The way they put the shackles up, it's double reinforced on the inside. There's crazy bracing on the inside welded through it. It's a quality bumper. I'm gonna be honest, I was really happy with this bumper. I gotta get a winch. Warren, if you're watching, I need something there, Warren. Help me out, baby. Also, if you notice, I don't have lighting. It's kind of on purpose, so we're gonna see if somebody wants to help sponsor me out. I'll be taking this everywhere, so that'd be really awesome. But gotta get some lighting. Let's go to steering, I guess. For steering, I already said I got Fusion 4x4 2.5 ton steering. Pretty badass. And then from there I had to go to the big dog. I went to the full PSE big bore steering setup, and that runs their hydraulic ram assist. This is set up for this axle, so it has 7.5 inches of stroke, and you basically stop it at 7 inches centered. And you can see the reservoir, or that's one of the reservoirs. And then you have a mechanical pump, which I don't know if you can see it, but in there you have a mechanical pump. Won't really focus, but inside there you can see that's a pump you don't have. Normally that's an idler pulley back there. So sorry I can't get it focused, but there we go. Perfect. But yeah, there you can see it. But got that big bore box. Let's see if you can see it from here. There's the big bore box. Got a little scratch on it, huh? And the lines, if you're like, why are they long? That's how far this goes down. And to have at the setup where the limiting straps are on the way, by the way. But it doesn't really matter because it'll lock itself out on between the links and the sway bar, and I'm not jumping this like a Baja truck. But yeah, for the steering, that's what I did. I also went with a Synergy sector shaft brace. Sorry. As you can see, people on forums say that this bolt comes out, so it's been safety wired like a motorcycle. You might not know, but I deal with a lot of super bike stuff. So I did this and basically safety wired that dog because they say that bolt backs up. Everything else is Loctited. But yeah, I had to do this. Just want that reassurance, that peace of mind. Obviously, it has their Pitman arm from PSE, but this is a full PSE JL big bore kit. I called spec longer hosing. But other than that, they said they did something special to the box to give it whatever its max value. I don't know what that is. I was telling them that on Generate's page it says that their kit is different, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we'll help you out there." So, thank you PSC steering. If you guys need badass steering, it moves the 47s like nothing, and the steering pressure on my steering wheel is actually less than our 2023 540i M Sport. So that's a trip to me that the steering feels more solid in here, I guess, more connected, but it's actually harder to turn that car than this Jeep. So anyways, I guess that's it for the steering. Going back to the armor, we got that Poison Spider bumper, Hepta manufacturing rock sliders. Those are welded onto the frame. And then in the back, I ended up running a Cav Fab micro rear bumper, which I like. That covers your frame rails up. I don't like having anything out here. Okay, that's really another thing why I love these Hepta rock sliders. You'll see that they come really close to the body, but yet give you awesome protection. When you start going down, you can see what I'm talking about. Got to get probably a skid system, but I think I'm going to fabricate a skid system. I think I'm going to make this. I have a skid design I've been working on. I got an Arctic license plate, or a spare tire shave plate, I guess. Actually, really good quality, no bullshit. I was going to paint it, but then I was like, man, I still got a lot of silver on this Jeep. Got my tow hitch on in case. I pulled the plugs because I don't use it for plugs. It's more for a tow out, a pull out area. So I took the harness off for that because it does have the tow package. I guess that's it for the armor. And I just have a lot of other stuff. Obviously, you guys are wondering, I use a JL Taser Mini from Z Automotive. That's how I eliminated the TPS sensors in the wheels. That's how I eliminated my front axle disconnect on the factory axle from the computer tripping out. And you also have to use that taser to change your electronic power steering over to engine powered manual steering, or I guess traditional power steering. And so you got to fix that with the Mini. Then the Jeep thinks it's all supposed to be this way. I guess looking down there I see something else. Drive shafts are by Tom Woods. So anyways, yeah, Tom Woods drive shafts, front and rear. Spoke and ordered it with Sean, who actually runs it now. So it's really cool. I'm using 1350 series yokes. Some people are saying to use 1410s. I only have a V6, dude. I don't wheel like some of these goons that try to run their rigs always at full lock, bouncing their shit off rocks, just trying to break something. Lines are everything. If you guys wheeled, you guys know lines are everything, and how you wheel is everything. But yeah, Tom Woods dry shafts. I don't run fenders on it. Never have. I pulled the fenders off as soon as I put it on 40s back in the day. But yeah, there she is. That's 9XTAILS. I guess there's stuff else I could go over that I see a little bit. I used the Nightshade VHT tint spray for the taillights. They come out red just fine. It's a little overcast today, so they're not showing, but they have a little bit of a red tint to them. But I did those. What else? Let me see. Is there anything else? I think that's about it for now. The interior's pretty stock. Looking at doing the PRP setup possibly, or some cool covers maybe on the seats. Lighting. Not much else. I'm not really into audio and stuff, so you know. There she is. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Basically, I just want to go over it quickly on the setup. It's built to be an ultimate overland vehicle, so I still have some road tracks or Rotax. What are those things? Those fuel packs I gotta get. I'm building a rig for the tailgate in the back to hold some of those. But someone was asking me, "Oh, what about spares?" Yeah. If you ever seen what these tires could take out in Afghanistan on those MRAPs, you'd be amazed what they can survive. But anyways, if I missed anything, hit me up in the comments and ask. I'll be more than willing to try to help answering those questions. And to the next videos where maybe I explain why I did this exactly. But like I said, this is going to be taking us on a lot of expeditions. So please subscribe and join. Nala, what are you doing under there? It's my buddy's cat. But see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good day.